All right, time to introduce tonight's fantastic panel as we get ready to rip through the rest of the day's headlines. Back with us, co-host of The Burt Show on Atlanta's Q100 and Florida State alum, Jenn, Harvard grad, Sean T. Feldhahn. She's also the author of The Male Factor. And finally, the man with the best tan other than the governor in Southern Florida, criminal defense attorney Mark Eiglarsh. All right, folks. Relief in California this evening after a suspected religious cult is found alive and well. According to the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Office, Salvadorian immigrants led by this woman, 32-year-old Reina Marisol Chicas, left behind letters saying they would soon see Jesus and their dead relatives. Luckily, they were found alive.
They were praying for no violence in schools, praying for abstinence for premarital sexual relations, things like that. Honest and well-meaning things. However, why did they leave this? Why did the two husbands come into our station terribly concerned? All of those questions we're going to try to answer.
All right, Reina Chicas is being held for a mental evaluation. Out to the panel now. No one was hurt here, but is there still a potential for danger with this cult? Let me start with you, Sean T. Should we be concerned here about these folks who said they were going to see Jesus and their dead relatives?
Oh, gosh. I don't know if we should be concerned about them, but, you know, well-intentioned faith and all of that is absolutely wonderful, but I think probably someone needs to take a look at why on earth they let their husbands think that they were about to die. That concerns me.
Yeah, this was kind of scary, Jen, because the news was everyone was searching for this. We thought we were going to have another one of those situations with a mass suicide scene. Doesn't turn out that way. They're just praying. But should we still be keeping an eye on these folks?
It's definitely a problem if you're going to a church picnic and your husband thinks that you're missing and part of a cult. There is definitely a communication issue there. I think they are in more danger of divorce than anything else at this point.
All right, next story. How about this one, folks? Into my car, now let's... All right, we all know breakfast is the most important meal of the day, but was it really necessary for a trooper to fire 9 rounds at a sandwich thief? Fortunately, the suspect here not hit. Those in positions of power, folks, people with guns, must exercise judgment all the time. This guy firing off 9 rounds, Mark, on suspicion of bacon, egg, and cheese theft from a gas station, Mark. That's where the sandwich came from, a gas station. This is outrageous.
I know. What would this guy do if it was like a Denny's Grand Slam? Like you got all the different products there.
Break out the SWAT team.
Lord help us on an Eggs Benedict. No, I think the guy needs a refresher course.
Refresher? How about off the force?
I don't know that I'd object based on the facts. I wouldn't have a problem with his being taken off the force. The guy could have died. He's very lucky that he didn't.
It's unbelievable. All right, now take this. I understand taking pride in your work. I pride myself in my work. But the owner of a Florida pizzeria took a little criticism way too far. Take a look at this video. Joseph Milano sentenced to 10 years in prison after assaulting and pistol whipping 2 men who complained about the quality of their calzones.
I think it's stupid, childish. I mean, it's ridiculous. Over nothing. Instantly flipped.
Oh, Jenn, do we mention that the man used to be in the mob as well? This is unbelievable. This guy is you know, had a life beforehand, now trying to run a pizzeria and attack someone for insulting the calzones?
Exactly. A little over-passionate there about his calzones, but it's, you know, it's true. You can take the man out of the mafia, but not the mafia out of the man in this situation.
Well stated. Sean T., how about this guy? He's a reformed mobster turned calzone maker?
Hey, I just think it's ironic that he didn't go to prison for murdering people. He was a mob hitman, and he went into the witness protection program, and now he's blown it, and he's going to prison because he beat somebody up over pizza.
So what are you in for, Joey? Calzones. All right. All right, now, he wasn't texting and driving, but a bus driver has been suspended for reading, even using his elbows to steer while driving down a busy interstate. Now, a passenger caught this all on his cell phone video, but would you believe the driver then told the man not to take his picture while he was behind the wheel? Mark Eiglarsh, so I say, keep your eyes on the road, right? And stop worrying about me taking pictures of you?
Yeah, no, I got a problem with this one. He's endangering his own life, the lives of others. Yes, being a bus driver could be rather boring, but doesn't justify reading. No. Not on this one.
And Jenn Hobby, what really scares me here is that this guy is very concerned about having his picture taken as it's some sort of safety breach or violation,
right,
when he doesn't think twice about actually, and this is a bus driver reading a book on a Kindle.
Exactly. The passengers are allowed to read on their commute to work, not the driver of the bus.
All right, the panel stays with us. Here's a look at what else is coming up tonight on Prime News.
I was in possession, as well as telling the officer that the bag wasn't mine, the purse.
Paris Hilton pleads guilty after her cocaine arrest on the Las Vegas Strip, and Lindsay Lohan is no longer denying it, failing a drug test twice after her all-too-short stint in rehab. Now she's confessing on Twitter? What do you think? Call us, 1-877-TEL-HLN. Looks like Lindsay Lohan's freedom will be short-lived, and she could be going back to jail this Friday. We broke the news last week here on Prime News that the actress failed court-ordered drug test. She denied this to Us Weekly magazine, but later took to her Twitter account, admitting failure and saying, "It's a setback for me, but I am taking responsibility for my actions, and I'm prepared to face the consequences." And it looks like those consequences will be more jail time. Back to my panel, Jenn Hobby, Sean T. Feldon, and Mark Eiglarsh. I said it when it happened. Then when they let her out of rehab early, Mark, it was just too much too soon for Lindsay Lohan. And it turns out I was right here, Mark.
Well, of course. First of all, you don't shorten a sentence that could benefit somebody. You got to learn how to live life on life's terms. She never hit rock bottom. She doesn't get the concept, and I mean this with respect to her. She's an addict. She never got the concept that you can't drink anymore, which she was doing recently when she was out. She just doesn't get it, and I think that they sent a bad message by letting her out early.
And Sean T., the real problem here is that they said, oh, no, she's been misdiagnosed. She doesn't have a drug problem. Well, now she's got a dirty drug test.
Well, that's actually the problem with most addicts, honestly, is that they really don't realize that they have a problem. You know, it's that old thing. You got to realize that you really have a problem and want to change it first. And she really hasn't gotten to that place. Honestly, I think going back to jail could be the best possible thing.
Yeah, I think she'll end up in rehab other than jail, but rehab is the best place for her. Keep her there for 180 days next time. Up next, a big break for Paris Hilton. The reality star was in a Las Vegas courtroom this morning to answer to drug charges from her arrest on August 27th.
I was in possession, as well as telling the officer that the bag wasn't mine, the purse.
All right. Now, first of all, as to the possession, what did you possess?
Cocaine.
All right, Paris avoids jail time with her plea, but must pay a fine and perform community service. This is what I call easy probation. No probation officer, no drug test, just don't get arrested. I'll go to our blonde, Jenn Hobby. Can she do it? Can she just not get arrested for a year?
I'm not sure Paris can do it. You know, I think they're going to have to really tighten down the screws on this community service. And didn't she say that the cocaine in her purse was gum when she was busted? I think she needs to spend some time on the streets of Las Vegas scraping up some gum for that community service.
All right, panel, now take a look at this.
Eddie, don't you worry about radiation?
All I know, Clark, is that my teeth have never been whiter and my garden is spitting out 50-pound tomatoes. Hey, dinner boy, come on over here. I mean, would you just look at that view out there? It's government property all around us, so you know nobody's going to build.
That's Randy Quaid in a scene from the hit movie Vegas Vacation. Quaid has always played quirky roles, but maybe he wasn't acting. The actor and his wife were arrested over the weekend on burglary charges and accused of squatting in a home they used to live in. Jenn Hobby, what's going on with Cousin Eddie here?
Oh, my goodness. Hot mess between these two. I mean, can't he at least call his brother Dennis and get some help on the rent or something like that? And, you know, the other thing I think is funny about this story is look at the picture of his wife. She looks like, hey, honey, look, we made the papers again. She looks happy about it.
I guess there is no such thing as bad publicity for Mrs. Quaid there. Hey, great job by the panel. Thank you so much, Mark, Jenn, and Sean T. Great to see you tonight.
Take care, Vinny.
All right, now, I want to know what you think about...